It's been a long time since them days. Hi, I'm Buckwheat. Remember me?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most hilarious SNL sketch moments of the 1980s.
Acting!
I'll say, genius!
Thank you!
No, thank you!
Shut up!
Number 10, Synchronized Swimming. Martin Short only enjoyed a single season run with Saturday Night Live, but he certainly made the most of that tenure.
But that's okay, because we could use the time, because I'm not that strong a swimmer.
This otherwise forgotten sketch has seen some revival lately on social media as of late, and we're gonna co-sign all of the flowers. Short collaborated with future Simpsons star Harry Shearer as a man who can't swim, yet who dreams of winning Olympic gold for the men synchronized.
Although the judges don't count it, deck work is a very important part of Lawrence's preparation for the water, and I allow it to come from within him.
Short's character, named Lawrence, flops around in a life preserver and is hilariously over the top with his clumsy mannerisms. It's something of a hidden SNL gem that we love to revisit.
We have the opportunity to do something that no one has ever done before, and we're going for it.
Number 9, Pumping Up with Hansfrons.
Once again, I am Hans.
Yeah, I am Franz, and we are here to pump you up.
It's seriously impressive to gauge now just how popular Arnold Schwarzenegger was during his heyday in the 1980s. Saturday Night Live certainly seemed to take notice, as evidenced by Kevin Nealon and Dana Carvey's characters of Hans and Franz.
Yeah, that's right. We spent most of the summer in movie theaters intensely screening the year's most important cultural event, Terminator 2.
This pair of bodybuilders echoed the era's focus on physical fitness, particularly in the wake of Schwarzenegger's meteoric success. The Hans and Franz set was even completed by real-life cutouts of Arnold at the peak of his competition powers. Weak men didn't stand a chance against the pulsating pecs of Hans and Franz, who were determined to pump up anything that stood in their way, from the 80s and into the 90s.
Maybe we should just squeeze you with our big white thighs, like a tube of toothpaste until you ooze out all over the thing.
That's right. And believe me now, my friend, after that, 3 out of 4 dentists wouldn't recommend you for anything.
Number 8, Sprockets.
You sit in the corner, old rocking chair. It makes me feel good to know you are there. I feel emotionally obliterated.
You don't necessarily need to understand the importance of krautrock trailblazers' craftwork to appreciate the hilarity of Sprockets. That electronic group may have provided the theme song to Mike Myers' fictional West German talk show, but it was the SNL cast member that brought all of the yucks. Sprockets parodied German cultural stereotypes in a manner that felt both celebratory and silly.
Now's the time on Sprockets when we dance.
It was the sort of irreverent comedy at which Saturday Night Live could excel under the proper circumstances. Myers was willing to go all in as the Sprockets host Dieter and deliver a performance that was without modesty, in the best possible way.
You are a running sore, running from yourself, yet your scab heals us all.
Number 7, Ed Grimley. Martin Short is rightfully celebrated for his stints hosting and co-hosting Saturday Night Live, but let's not sleep on his recurring character of Ed Grimley.
Will you please have a seat, Mr. Grimley?
Yes, sir. This is a great honor for me to be here and to meet you, This is a very decent office. So often high ceilings can be effective.
The character actually dates back to Short's improv days and debuted on Canada's SCTV prior to making the jump to SNL. Ed Grimley is chaotic in all of his forms, playing the triangle with abandon, and we'll go with thrilling everyone with his knowledge about Pat Sajak and Wheel of Fortune.
Is Pat there? Just tell him it's me. Oh, that really makes sense now that I think of it. I suppose Pat Sajak doesn't have, over 1 million friends, probably. But then again, maybe he doesn't. It's difficult to say.
It's the sort of character that's clearly been developed with time. And all of these little subtle nuances come together to create a recurring sketch that SNL fans, including us, thought was, to quote Grimley, totally decent.
Thank you for being so decent, I must say.
Number 6, Frank Sinatra and Stevie Wonder duet.
I feel it is a tremendous honor to be recording with you.
Thank you, Stevie. I feel the same. I'm very much into that tune you do with the Beatle kid. What's his name? The one that looks like a broad?
It was the real-life musical collaboration between ex-Beatle Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, titled Ebony and Ivory, that served as the inspiration for this sketch. However, this time it was Joe Piscopo's impression of crooner Frank Sinatra that replaced McCartney, while Eddie Murphy took on the task of impersonating the legendary Stevie Wonder.
Now something tells me that this is more than a song about playing the piano.
Frank, it's about racial equality and the unity of all people.
Well, I don't understand. When I think Ebony, I think of a magazine that most people do not buy. And when I think of Ivory, I think of a soap that floats.
The end results are note perfect, as Piscopo captures Sinatra's occasionally brash personality, together with a desire to appeal to the kids. Murphy, in the meantime, actually faced real-world flack for his take on Wonder, with some SNL fans considering Stevie to be something of a sacred musical cow. For our money, however, this duet is music to the ears.
We're talking salt and pepper, Sammy and Dean, Stevie and me are peachy keen.
Number 5. The Sweeney Sisters.
Here we come, walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet.
Just as Bill Murray's character of Nick the Lounge Singer perfectly encapsulated lounge culture of the 1970s, so too did the Sweeney Sisters echo this sentiment for the 80s. Lounge singer hopefuls never really went away in this new decade. They just started learning some new songs.
You know, I didn't go out on Saturday nights. I just stayed in my room until my beloved sister Liz sat me in front of the television set. And there I saw the woman who would eventually form me into the girl that I am today.
Candy and Liz Sweeney were portrayed by SNL alums Jan Hooks and Nora Dunn, and both absolutely nail this hopeful sentimentality that often goes along with this subculture. According to former SNL writer Mark Shaman, Sweeney Sisters sketches aren't run by Saturday Night Live, quote, because of music rights. So we won't show them here, but trust us when we say, the pair sings their hearts out and try to put on a show for comparatively apathetic audiences, while always brandishing million-dollar smiles.
Hold on, do I see William Shatner? No.
Number 4. Buckwheat.
Take me from my dang, your dang a nubby, buy my wicket, all tight.
We don't expect younger SNL fans to go out and research the history of Buckwheat and the Little Rascals. Yet those who do will find yet another layer to just how funny this impersonation by Eddie Murphy was back in the day. The main hook here is how Murphy lovingly riffs on the character of Buckwheat, who possesses a speech impediment.
Take a listen. Aunts, ties, feet times I made it.
This is achieved to particularly hilarious effect during the sketch Buckwheat Sings the Classics, as Murphy deliberately picks songs that emphasize this point. Yet another important aspect of this recurring sketch is how it never feels mean-spirited either. It's just side-splittingly funny.
And if you order now, you'll get Buckwheat's tribute to Alfalfa.
I'm the barber of the mill, Figaro, Figaro.
Number 3. Church Chat. Dana Carvey's church lady just has to be one of the best recurring Saturday Night Live characters from the 1980s.
Well, isn't that special?
Carvey's Enid Strict possesses a covert malevolence as the host of Church Chat. This is in spite of the wonderful little jig she performs that's colloquially known as the Superior Dance. That's about as far as her goodwill goes, however, since the church lady basically invited guests onto the Church Chat stage solely to admonish them for their sinful lifestyles.
And who could have led us into that chasm, Jimmy? Who was behind the wheel of our Lincoln Town car when we drove into the Crazy 8 Motel? Who could it be? Who could it be? I just can't imagine who. Could it be Satan?
Harvey brought a smug sense of self-satisfaction to the character, but never made the church lady so beyond the pale that she couldn't connect with the SNL audience. The end results became a fan-favorite sketch that would live on forever.
Perfectly aligned, then suddenly askew, then aligned, then askew in the other direction, then aligned, then askew, aligned, askew, aligned, askew. Not unlike two muscular gerbils tussling under an Afghan.
Number 2. James Brown's Celebrity Hot Tub Party.
Sometime I make me break out in a cold sweat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
If it seems like we're discussing Eddie Murphy a lot during this list, we have a very good reason. The man frankly helped keep the good ship SNL afloat during some difficult times, creating sketches that we're still discussing today. James Brown's celebrity hot tub party absolutely deserves to be mentioned in that conversation too. A very funny idea that's anchored by a supremely memorable performance.
Too hot in the hot tub. Burn the thing. Make it cooler. Good God.
Murphy's mannerisms as Brown are solid gold, focusing on the soul icon's uncontainable energy. It's an impression that helped solidify Murphy's tenure on Saturday Night Live as a period that helped define a legend.
Stay hot there, hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub. Rub a dub in the hot tub.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Fernando's Hideaway. Simply marvelous.
My favorite thing, Howard. May I call you Howard?
Of course.
My favorite thing, I love that. He's marvelous. He's a Katsunyama kid.
Master Thespian. John Lovitz always knows how to make us laugh.
But what about last night?
Acting.
But what about the screaming?
Projection.
Toonces The Driving Cat, with disastrous results.
Hey, look! He's driving away!
I guess he can drive.
Yeah, just not very well.
Weekend Update. Bill Murray's 1981 Oscar predictions. Nepotism at its finest.
For the best picture, there, of course, is only one winner, and that is Caddyshack. Because it was written by my brother, Brian Doyle Murray, and Doug and Harold.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
It feels real good to walk streets again after being in jail doing 7 to 10. Would you be mine? Won't you be mine? I wish you was my neighbor.
The 6th season of Saturday Night Live, sometimes known as SNL 80, isn't for everyone. Its supposedly uneven quality enjoys a contentious and controversial reputation among fans to this day. But this sketch proved to be pure comedy gold.
Oh, look! An eviction notice! Brought by Mr. Landlord. Can you say scum bucket?
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood parodies Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood to wonderful effect, and is hilariously funny. Eddie Murphy's Mr. Robinson seems to possess the similarly down-to-earth and approachable mannerisms of Fred Rogers, but with a noticeable swerve in tone.
$46.79? Wow! That's a lot of money, boys and girls. Especially for a lady who can only afford to give me a quarter to carry this to her car. I felt so bad for her, I carried it the rest of the way to my apartment for free.
The real-life Mr. Rogers was reportedly a fan of this sketch, which plays with economic and social disparities in an uproarious and no-holds-barred kind of way. It's great stuff.
Hey, remember, boys and girls, you didn't see me. Tomorrow, I'll come back home tomorrow when the coast is clear.
Did you watch any of these sketches when they originally aired or in reruns? Let us know in the comments.
I hope I get to move in your neighborhood someday. The problem is when I move in, y'all move away.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.